because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
And he's going to use his legs here.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They'll run from the gun with Charles.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
They'll keep it on the ground with Charles again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Looking to throw. Bonds. Escaping the pressure right. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that one came close to hitting the big scoreboard up there as the fair catch is made inside the 20-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And it will be Falcon football.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in 1st place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the #1 goal? Make the playoffs. #2, win your division. #3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the #1 seed so you get that 1st round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A complete to Drake London. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. Now he'll escape. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the 1st of their timeouts as they'll stop him with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this 1st half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Throwing to start the drive. Bonds. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Falcons grab it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this 1st half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission.
Following the fumble recovery, Sheets
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw on second down. Sheets is caught by Royal. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Sheets. And this one is incomplete. Carlson able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they're hoping for.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And the Cowboys going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be.
And just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Bonds. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up second down. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground.
Finding space at the 40.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, where it was the Browns who were winners in that one at home. The Browns get a much-needed win there to start the second half, as they move back to within a game of 500 at 4-5. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, strong as usual in the victory as his guys run their record now to 7-3. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Jonathan Taylor, well over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Pulls it in at the 13.
Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it is really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in a long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Off play action. Bonds.
Looking for Elliott, and he's got the catch on a crossing route.
And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here's the option. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15.
And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
They'll run with Hall.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
They'll try to run with Hall.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the 1st half, and that trend is continuing here.
So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more? Looking to throw. Bonds. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And his kick is indeed good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. All things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the 2nd half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
They'll try the left side.
Royal, he's got room past the 30.
And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Looking to throw on second down. Sheets. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, that's a drop killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Bonds. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
To throw on second down. Sheets. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Cowboys are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, this defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So
coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
First down. Bonds got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
On second down, there's the option going left. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. From the gun on 3rd down. Bonds.
Man open. That's Jamar Chase complete.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
They run it. It's Charles. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They go option right on 2nd and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Operating from the gun, Bonds. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. And the defense rises to the challenge. They get him down for a loss of 2, and it brings up 4th and goal. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now and 13-3. So that CD an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
And he'll take this one up to about the 23. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Sheets. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Operating from the gun, Sheets.
And this one too low.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Sheets. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Sheets. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Sheets. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one. That hurts their chances right there.
Man, to put it mildly, look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
Trayvon Walker makes the tackle.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll try and eat some clock now with Charles. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They go up the middle with Jamal Charles. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away.
On the return is Scott.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So all eyes on the Falcons. Down on the scoreboard. 1:44 to go. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Sheets. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And the lead will hold at 10. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense.
It's Week 12 of the NFL, and we've got Pat Surtain.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today our coverage kicks off with a good one here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They've been the talk of the NFL so far. 9 wins in their first 9 games.
And some people subscribe to the theory that a loss might not be the worst thing for them. They've had it easy all year long. How would they do handling adversity?
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas.
Taken in at the 3. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And they will be led out by their 6'3 quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And down he'll go at the 25. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question, because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book.
On first down, Compton. And he stopped immediately there. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Operating from the gun. Barnett rolling to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Off the bootleg. Barnett. He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with it.
This is caught inside the 15.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot, and he still dropped it right on the money, too.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Their mobile quarterback. Touchdown number 18 on the year.
And the Cowboys are on the board first here this afternoon.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive.
And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you play on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie. Well, we've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing? So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, Bonds, a dump off for Charles.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
To throw on 2nd down, Bonds. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The Cowboys coming in looking for win number 10 on the year. And they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for, because you know all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense, you've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him, or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. With his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game.
And the Cowboys have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make the score 14-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
To throw on 3rd down. Barnett, he's going to try and go deep again. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he is going to lose yardage here. From the gun on 3rd down. Bonds. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Pretty sizable deficit here in the 1st quarter. This defense will probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
Off the play fake. Bonds sliding out of the pocket. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now it's Charles taking it from the pistol. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Hall ought to give up the middle.
Powers through it. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a give, left side, it's Charles. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Caught on a slant. Touchdown.
Jamar Chase
from 10 yards out.
And the Cowboys take a 3-touchdown lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it is now 21-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all total.
And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but The way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I'll overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Kennedy. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. The gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stopped him short.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
He threw his 10th touchdown on the year last time they had it. And he'll look to keep it going here with a 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing to start the drive. Bonds.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bonds. And he fires one incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. Bonds.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Walked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down. Barnett toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. Compton. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15. The Eagles on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun. Barnett. Flush to his right. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the side.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
That's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick.
Here's Smith to return it.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Caleb Farley.
And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And now they are in prime position, 1st and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
To throw on 2nd down. Barnett, he gets it to Baldwin.
And he's going to be marked out just outside the 10.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
And out now come the Cowboys.
For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in